Juliani, this conversation that we want to be having on Fridays will be on how arts, culture, sport, and all are contributing to fixing the nation. And then somebody was like, arts, culture is not fixing the nation, Aji. Jibu yo swali.
Art is the only thing that actually has been fixing for the longest.
Preach it.
How?
Preach it.
Because politics and whatever is systematic. So it means it always follows after. Because it's more of, laws, whatever.
Yep.
It solidifies. But arts, like right now, when you're talking about the East African society and communities, whatever, right now, the mix of music, tunasikiza Diamond more than ever before, tunasikiza South African music more than ever before.
Yeah.
We know what's happening right now in South Africa. We know what's happening in the US right now.
Yeah.
Ever before, because of the tools we have and we can employ. But before all that happens, and before, sorry.
Okay.
Wekeletu mkono.
Sorry. So before.
No, but I get this. I'm like him. If you tell me talk without using your hands.
Unimsewa lazima skiza.
I'm
the same, so I'll just do the rest of the show.
So it takes time for human beings to change. And what art does, from ads to music to whatever, it needs to present that case before people start changing. Before we solidify it into so what, and again, it all goes back to people interrogating themselves. It all goes back to the mirror, where people have to consistently engage with themselves, and music does that. Music get to not only shape, but get people to think about themselves. And then by the time mekam na laws, na rules, na nini, wako ready for it. And that's what Kenya Kwanza wana fail. Wanafala sana, because they should be actually asking people questions about where do they want to go. Right? Where do they want to go, and use music, use art to try to get people to engage. And then after Apple, it's not just a mobilizing factor. It's not about mnafanya event alafu tuko na mwanamuziki hapa tuimbie sasa zile watu wanakunywa chai
tuburudishe tutumbuize
na it's not about that. It's about at that particular moment it's people get to see themselves in a different kind of way. So you know tunatry ku
I like what you've said. It's presenting what things could look like. Best case scenario, worst case scenario, right? To one as what, and then you make your decisions from there. You shift your mindset from there. I want to narrow down to urban tone, which was so critical for us last year. But so many people didn't get it because haoni relation ya someone is like singing Nikona Jibag Najat. And then that's somehow spurring, a feeling of either patriotism, ama I want better, ama even Anguka Nayo being about absolutely nothing close to politics, but people took it and ran with it in the streets. Like, how do we make that correlation? Because I think people think if it's music or arts that's changing perception and doing things like that, it has to be like Utawala. It has to be Nikonja, Karanga. If it's not like that, then
there's no connection.
Yeah, there's no connection.
How does it connect to this movement?
What do you tell someone who's like, how near your connection?
It's because music is emotional first. So it's emotional, it's vibe, it's energy. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. But at every particular moment, the reason why it took 12 years, and now somebody reminded me yesterday, it's been 12 years since we released the song.
What?
Yeah, not even 10, because people are saying 10. The reason
people were saying 13. Okay, but yeah, sorry.
Okay.
At ni long.
It's been a minute.
Ni long. So what it does is, when the people are trying to find words to express what they're feeling at that particular season and time, they'll use music to interpret that, ama to communicate that.
Yeah.
So Jibag Najag, Anguka Nayo, they were trying to find the words, and music gave them the words, entertainment gave them, art gave them the words, and picture of what it should be like, or what they're trying to communicate at that particular time. So the color of society is music and art.
I like that. The color of society is music and art.
And then